Hello viewers, here is a 32-inch Casablanca Four Seasons ceiling fan. Let's take a look at the informations. It is a model number 73U2D. And it just says Four Seasons. I don't know if that means it's a Four Seasons 1 or whatever. I don't really understand how that works. I don't know all that much about different model names and whatever. Anyways, I got this at the Habitat. I only wanted $10 for it, and it's in great condition too. The blades are a little dusty, and so are the irons, but whoever donated this did so very nicely. They actually took everything apart down to the blades off the irons, and it was all packed up neatly. There's not a scratch on it. The irons aren't all mangled out of clock and everything. The box this was donated in was just a regular cardboard box, and it had labeled living room fan on it. And I don't know who would put this in a living room. This is certainly not something that comes to mind when I think of a fan for a living room, but I don't know, maybe they had a very small living room or something. Anyways, I really like this fan. I like these 32-inch style fans in this style quite a bit. I don't know if this is necessarily a rare model as far as like collectible value goes, but it certainly seems to be one of the more uncommon models. Granted, I haven't searched extensively, but I was not able to find any kind of information about this fan on the internet. I really was looking for a specifications chart because I want to know what the RPMs is on this thing. It seems to me like it probably goes well over 300. It goes very, very fast. Anyways, so if anybody knows more about this model and or where I could find a specifications sheet, I would greatly appreciate that information accurately and pleasantly presented in the comments box or via email or whatever. Anyways, let's go ahead and get it going here. I've got the kilowatt meter plugged in, and we're testing at 118 volts, which is kind of low. Usually it's more towards 120. Oh, now it's at 117. It's flexing a little bit. Let's see here. We'll go over 2 amps. And we'll let it rip at full power. By some miracle, I actually found a fan with good bearings too. It does have a wobble to it, which is kind of surprising because from looking at the way the blade irons are, they don't necessarily appear to be bent at all. I'm looking right here, and you can see they're all pretty much lined up. So perhaps I'll have to change the order that the blades are put on, and you'll see when I slow it down, you'll be able to see the clock of the irons a little better. But it's really going. And it's pushing out a strong breeze. Of course, there wouldn't be a fan video without the official visual airflow tester. And it's drawing only 0.3 amps, which is a lot less than the 0.5 it's rated at. So that's kind of strange. It's not a very forceful breeze, but it's very constant. There's no buffeting almost whatsoever. Not too much pitch to the blades. I would say maybe 12 degrees, if not less. The finish is in great condition. You can see the other fan adjointing it here, and you can see the camera. Came with the original heavy metal Casablanca shaking pull chain fob. Okay, let's go ahead and slow it down to halfway. Oh, another interesting thing I wanted to mention about this fan. It doesn't have the infamous hang true canopy. It just has a regular old ball and socket canopy, or well, mount. The ball is held by a bracket inside the canopy. So, in my opinion, this is 100 times better than the hang true. This was so much easier to hang than the hang true. I truly hate the hang true. It's, at least I find it very difficult to put up. Of course, like many other things, I believe it was designed by somebody who's never hung a ceiling fan. Alright, we're at 0.25 amps. And it's still shaking. Still a pretty strong breeze. Really is in great condition. Kind of an oddity for coming from a second-hand store where it faces employees that don't really care about what's donated and people that don't really care about what they're donating. Okay, we're gonna go down to slow. And it's actually really quiet. The noise that you're hearing in the video is the heater. Just for a moment I'll cut the heater off so you can hear or not hear the fan. The fan is absolutely silent. Alright, we're looking at 0.18 amps and still a substantial breeze. And unfortunately there is still a slight wobble, so that whole wobbling issue will definitely have to get taken care of before I install this. And you can see now that it's not shaking quite so bad. You can see what I was talking about before, how the irons are they're in pretty good clock. I mean, they're not 100%. And of course, with something that goes this fast, even a little small amount makes a difference, but they're really not bad at all. Even looking at the tips of the blade, it's still pretty close. So I'm really surprised that it shakes as much as it does. Ow. Okay, and we'll cut it off now. The reverse does work, but I'm not gonna spend the time to record that because it's the same thing in another direction. I wish the low speed was more like this speed, because the low speed is just too fast in terms of air movement and in terms of aesthetics. I don't know what kind of cap values it has in there, but perhaps it could be relatively easily converted over to a 4-speed to have that nice slow low to it. Spin down time isn't too long, but the blades aren't that heavy, so I wouldn't expect it to be. Goodbye.